Hello everyone, and welcome to my CBS Bold and Beautiful Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Daphne discovers she is infertile after Dylan hits on Will. Dylan is asked by Jessica why Electra was unhappy when she left earlier. Dylan licks her lips and declares that Will is no longer her lover. Jessica is in awe. One of the biggest catches in Los Angeles is Will. She senses that Dylan is infatuated with Will and wants her to take advantage of the chance to pursue him. Dylan doesn't want to ruin her friendship with Will. Jessica finds it hard to believe. Dylan believes that now is not the appropriate moment to take chances. She is always encouraged to follow her heart by her pal. Dylan acknowledges that she is unable to let him go. He seems to be her true love. Jessica leaves so they can be alone while Will lumbers in. Dylan apologizes to him for having to deal with Electra once more. He requires a beverage. She can speculate as to why. He won't say he's sorry for hitting RJ. To help him get his act together, his father threw him out of the office. She tells him that she is also his friend when he says they shouldn't talk about this because she is Electra's friend. He makes the decision to leave and strays. Her eyes roll back in her mind as she watches him walk. Steffi and Daphne put down their enormous sandwiches so Daphne may talk about how anxious she is about visiting her doctor. Eager to accompany his wife to her appointment, Carter joins them. She instructs him to attend his meeting. She will be all right. He leaves. Steffi offers to drive Daphne when she realizes the time. RJ stops by to look at Electra's jewels. He claims that Will caused her more pain than he did. She will need more time to move past his falsehoods than the bruises he sustained. She acknowledges that she moved out and is unsure about her relationship status with Will. He is relieved that Will won't get away with it. Electra cannot be in the presence of Will's aggression. Ridge also informed her that the Spencers and Forresters don't get along. Ridge Jr. attests to this. He reminds her of all the times Will has let her down. Will is horrible for her, and his father was entirely correct. Finn is thinking until Lee interrupts him. She is concerned about this. She is also anxious since she must break bad news to a patient. I understand how that works. I have to tell my wife the bad news, he says. Finn explains that he paid Sheila an unannounced visit. He has some sympathy for her. Perhaps she has changed? Daphne and Steffi drop by to say hi. Finn leaves the women alone because he needs to see a patient. Lee explains that because Daphne had an emergency, her doctor requested that they meet. There's awful news, the doctor says. Her menopause is premature. Lee lists all of Daphne's symptoms and their consequences, but Daphne believes she simply has stress. She is not able to conceive. The perfumer inquires as to whether this implies she is unable to conceive. Dylan unexpectedly stops by to see how Will is doing. It's not essential, he says. He's angry, but not because of her. She offers to hear his version of events. She is certain that he is in an untenable situation. She believes her friend has overreacted, but Will won't defend himself. She puts her arms around him and tells him how attractive he is, promising not to run away as Electra did. She will never forget his generosity, he has been the bright spot in her life. She says she wants more as she unbuttons him. Finn's startling heart change leads to serious marital issues before Dr. John Finnegan forgiven his biological mother Sheila Carter. Viewers of The Bold and the Beautiful believed they would see pigs fly. In an unexpected turn of events, however, Finn appears to have come to terms with his insane mother's olive branch and believes that she has finally transformed. It will be difficult to persuade his wife to pardon Sheila, though. Sheila Carter has spent the last 4 years attempting to demonstrate that she has changed and is deserving of another opportunity with Finn and his family after shooting her biological son. Finn appears to be following his biological mother's lead. But before he can convince Steffi Forrester to join him, hell will freeze. Sheila Carter believed that Taylor Hayes' Steffi would be appreciative and give her another chance if she signed the divorce papers and refrained from killing him. Sheila lost another toe for her daughter-in-law a few months ago. Furthermore, she just gave Steffi's mother her husband. What more could Sheila do to demonstrate her worth? Although John Finnegan's unquestioning devotion to his wife Steffi is charming, it's time he gave it some thought. Finn will attempt to discuss his biological mother's relationship with Hayes with his wife following Sheila Carter's efforts to atone. Spoilers for Bold and Beautiful indicate that things won't work out. Years ago, Steffi threatened to leave Finn if he began seeing Sheila once more. Then, in order to appease his wife, Finn severed his relationship with his own daughter. Will Finn's attempt to unite his family backfire and destroy his marriage? Dylan must make a tempting decision once Daphne's dreams are dashed. According to previews for The Bold and the Beautiful, Daphne Rose Walton's dreams of having a child with Carter Walton are severely dashed when they discover they have a fertility issue. After asking Lee Finnegan, Naomi Matsuda, for medical advice, she gets unsettling news that makes the newlyweds reconsider their future together. According to previews, Daphne won't have to deal with the devastating diagnosis on her own. Carter, her spouse, supports her, but the emotional strain may put their marriage to the ultimate test. In another scene, Melissa Dillon is torn between desire and loyalty. Dillon sees a chance to win Will back now that Electra Forrester has acknowledged that her relationship with Will Spencer is finished. According to spoilers, acting on her emotions can have dire consequences. Dillon might never be friends with Electra again. Will is still devastated and unwilling to end their relationship because he is unable to move on after losing Electra and places the responsibility on himself. Will confide in Dillon about his suffering, and they will become even closer. According to previews for Bold and the Beautiful, Dillon's decision to follow her conscience or her heart might alter a number of people's lives in the coming days. Does Sheila's comeback end the Shin marriage? Despite all the odds, Steffi Forrester and Dr. John Finnegan have been blissfully married for 5 years on The Bold and the Beautiful. All of that could change, though, now that Sheila Carter is back in town. Particularly when Finn startles his wife by standing up for his wicked mother. Has Sheila gotten close to Finn at last? Find out by continuing to read. This is what Bold and the Beautiful will be doing next. On The Bold and the Beautiful, Sheila Carter has truly advanced. By signing Deacon Sharp's divorce papers, the poor elderly lady believed she was acting morally. By handing her husband over to Taylor Hayes without any violence, she disproved Steffi Forrester. However, Queen Steffi is still refusing to allow her to visit Hayes, her grandson. What more could they ask for from her? Spoilers for Bold and the Beautiful indicate that Steffi won't fall for Sheila's crocodile tears and assurances. She appears to connect with her biological son, Dr. John Finnegan, in an unexpected turn of events. Finn has never questioned Steffi's prohibition on his mother. But it appears that he may eventually make a decision. Finn will attempt to discuss his mother with his wife in the soap drama next week. He will likely contend that it's time to give Sheila Carter a second opportunity because the former Sheila would never have signed Deacon's divorce papers. Aside from that, did Steffi forget that she also took a bullet for her? There will be issues at the Shin home as Finn begins standing up for his mother. Can Steffi's husband persuade her to give Sheila a chance? Or will he ultimately sign his own divorce documents? Dylan moves on when Daphne receives heartbreaking news. Daphne is encouraged by Steffi at Forrester on her failure to conceive. Carter arrives with the intention of taking Daphne to a medical appointment. Daphne begs him to attend his meeting since she will be alright without him. Steffi offers to accompany her friend as he departs. When RJ visits Electra in the design office, he immediately disparages Will for deceiving her. Electra moved out, although she is unsure of the current situation. RJ feels relieved. Electra, who used to sock Luna, trembles at the thought of being in the presence of Will's aggression. RJ queries whether they are finished. It's clear to RJ that Electra still has feelings for Will. Electra acknowledges that his father informed her the Spencers and Forresters don't get along and was quite angry. RJ co-signs, emphasizing that Will has never prioritized her. Dylan strikes up a conversation with the waitress at Bikini Bar, who inquires as to why Electra appeared sad earlier. Her life is ideal, and Will Spencer is her lover. Not anymore, Dylan responds. To get the gossip, the hostess pulls up a chair. The girl exhorts Dylan to take advantage of the chance to win the man she is infatuated with. The hostess threatens to pursue Will if Dylan doesn't. Because of her friendship with Electra and her position at Forrester, Dylan needs to exercise caution. She is urged to follow her heart by the hostess. "I can't let him go," Dylan acknowledges. Will shows up at that moment. Will appears to Dylan, obviously depressed, as the hostess flees. She claims to have spoken with Electra and expressed regret that he is experiencing this once more. Dylan cares about Will and wants to know what's going on with him, but Will won't apologize for striking RJ. Will informs her he's leaving and turns to go. When Lee notices Finn pacing his office, she inquires as to what is upsetting him. "You first," he says. She sighs because she has to break bad news to a patient today. Finn must break the dreadful news to his wife. Lee finds out that Sheila wants to be involved in Finn's life and that she visited him earlier. Lee implores her son to refrain from doing anything that could harm his marriage. He claims that because Sheila chose to take the high road with the divorce papers, he can't help but feel sorry for her. The door is knocked on. On their way to Dee's appointment, Steffi and Daphne are stopping by to see Finn. Finn had to go after hobnobbing for a little while. Lee tells Daphne that she is seeing her since her physician had to return home. They can talk freely in front of Steffi, Daphne tells her. "Daphne, I'm so sorry," Lee sighs. "I must break some awful news to you." Daphne rejects Lee's attempts to convince her to sit. She's just curious. Lee informs her that she is going through an early menopause. "That can't be right," stammers Steffi. Daphne is certain that stress is the only cause of her ailments. According to Lee, infertility results from this syndrome, which occurs when the ovaries quit functioning too soon. "Tell me I can conceive," protests Daphne. "Let me have a child, please." Lee gives a headshake. RJ continues to gripe about Will's treatment of Electra in the design office. He lists all of his wrongdoings, beginning with failing to expel Dylan. His father was correct. Spencers and Forresters don't get along. Will is taken aback when Dylan arrives at the beach house. He assumed she was at work. She was sorry for him. She's interested in hearing his version of events. She understands the unfeasible situation he was placed in, and Will shrugs. Electra might have overreacted. Will spirals, Finn stuns Steffi, and Daphne is devastated. Spoilers for the upcoming 2 weeks of The Bold and the Beautiful point to some crazy turns. Daphne Rose Walton is likely to get some devastating news. Will Spencer, meantime, appears to be on the verge of a difficult mental load. Discover what will happen next in the CBS soap opera by continuing to read. Let's talk about what is coming up before moving on to the 2-weekers. First, Daphne will finally see a doctor to find out why she hasn't become pregnant yet. Lee Finnegan, however, breaks some unpleasant news to her. Carter Walton and Daphne seem likely to have infertility. But Steffi Forrester Finnegan will support the no's. Although Daphne and Carter might be able to get through this, the spoilers indicate that they will be put to the test like never before. John Finnegan will also deliver a shocking revelation to Steffi. The physician advises his spouse to re-evaluate Sheila Carter's connection to the family. Steffi is completely taken aback by this and will never allow Sheila to be close to her family. Another challenge for Shin may arise when Steffi finds out that her husband has changed his mind about Sheila. Will, on the other hand, was crushed and enraged after losing Electra Forrester once more. Melissa Dillon still harbors feelings for Will. The woman will make a move, but it might destroy her friendship with Electra once more. According to spoilers for the week of July 20th on The Bold and the Beautiful, there may be more conflict between Logan and Forrester Creations. Hope Logan Spencer may experience health issues. But Hope might prioritize her job over her health due to pressure from Bill and Katie Logan Spencer. Will another collapse result from it? Will Hope and Brooke Logan Forrester reunite because of that? Carter and Daphne will need to make some choices regarding their family. Could they think about adoption or surrogacy? We may also see Sheila's fate. Her problems will worsen as she experiences more rejection. Finn might choose to take some covert action, but that could be disastrous. In addition, what will happen to Will? Another potential surprise is that I could picture the man becoming insane.